And now I give the floor to the representative of Greece.
I would like to thank USG Mr. Voronkov and seated Executive Director Mrs. German for the detailed briefings and insightful remarks. Mr. President, allow me to make the following 5 key points. First, we continue to be very much concerned, even more due to reasons of geographical proximity, about radicalization in the broader Middle East. In this regard, religious and ethnic communities in the Middle East should be given particular attention as they are among the main targets of terrorism. In particular, the situation in Syria remains of grave concern. The instability following the fall of the Syrian government on 8 December presents a security vacuum that could be exploited by Daesh and other terrorist groups. In this regard, urgent efforts are required to ensure that stockpiles of advanced weapons, including unmanned aerial systems, do not fall into the hands of terrorists. In parallel, humanitarian assistance must be provided, not only because of the dire humanitarian conditions, particularly in detention facilities and camps in the northeast, but also as a sine qua non for an effective counterterrorism effort. The adoption of Resolution 2761 provides us with a complete institutional framework. Despite the seismic changes in Syria, Greece reiterates its support for Security Council Resolution 2254 of 2015. In this spirit, we reaffirm the need for a political roadmap which will include constitutional reform, free and fair elections, and inclusive governance. This is the only way towards the eradication not only of Daesh, but of terrorism in general. Second, we should not disregard terrorist acts at sea and the serious implications of maritime security. Disruptions of supply chains, serious limitation to freedom of navigation, as well as a destabilization of entire maritime regions are just a few of the consequences of terrorism at sea, which highlight our responsibility to combat this serious threat. Third, the protection of cultural heritage must remain a priority. Daesh and its affiliates have systematically targeted historical and religious sites in an attempt not only to erase cultural identities and fuel ideological narratives, but also to fund their activities through the trafficking of looted cultural artifacts. We stress the importance of implementing measures to safeguard cultural property in accordance with relevant Security Council resolution, including Resolution 2347 of 2017, which condemns the destruction of heritage as a tactic of war and a means of financing terrorism. Fourth, women, peace and security agenda must be central to our counterterrorism response. In this regard, we welcome the clarification in Resolution 2734 of 2024 that sexual and gender-based violence constitutes a form of terrorism. Fifth and last, children remain among the most vulnerable victims of terrorism, facing the risk of recruitment, radicalization, and exploitation. In accordance with Security Council Resolution 2427 of 2018, children affected by armed conflict must be treated primarily as victims, with dedicated efforts to provide rehabilitation, education, and integration programs. Mr. President, in concluding, let me reiterate Greece's full support of UN counterterrorism efforts and its commitment to uphold the principles enshrined in the UN Global Counterterrorism Strategy. The reality we face necessitates a comprehensive and coordinated international response that integrates security measures with initiatives that address the root causes of terrorism, while always protecting the respective human rights and international humanitarian law provisions. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Greece.